One bride's future is in question, all because of what happened in the present to her bridal shower presents. Following along? Dear Snarky is here with a doozy. And Sherry is back with us again today. Last time you were here, we were talking about swimsuits and how you don't care about buying swimsuits anymore. You just go do it because you're a strong, confident woman.
Yeah, well, just because reality, you gotta have a swimsuit.
And we appreciate that, yeah. But now we're back to your bread and butter here of just crazy people acting crazy and doing crazy things.
Yeah, this is super weird.
Okay, I read the headline basically about it, so I kind of know that we're talking about a mom and a bridal shower, and
Gifts
the word
missing.
I saw klepto, and I was like, oh dear, I'm better stop. So I'm ready. I'm ready for this one, Sherry.
Okay, here we go. Dear Snarky, I'm about to get married, and I've been hit with a pretty big revelation about my future mother-in-law. She's a kleptomaniac.
Uh-oh.
I was finally told this after I had a big bridal shower, and my soon-to-be mother-in-law offered to take my gifts to her home, and then I could pick them up later. Dun, dun, dun. When I went to get my gifts 3 days later, they were gone.
All of them?
I got somewhat hysterical when I was told by my fiance and his dad that the future grandmother of my children has a, quote, stealing problem.
No.
Yes. I also found out that she even has shoplifting arrest, and no one even knows where my gifts went, including a $350 KitchenAid mixer. Is this a huge red flag?
Yeah.
I'm scared. I told my mom, and she says I shouldn't marry into a family that keeps secrets, but I also love my fiance very much. What would you do? Signed, Heartbroken Bride.
Wow, that is insane.
So insane.
She took all the presents?
The presents are nowhere to be found.
See, I would assume that she would have taken like maybe that $350 mixer and then everything else would have been left there, so maybe you wouldn't have discovered it until you're starting to baking cookies. But no, everything's gone.
Everything's gone.
Wow.
Which hints to me of a mental health problem.
There's bigger issues.
Yeah,
there's
much bigger issues.
Being the mother of the groom at the, oh my goodness,
yeah.
all of them. So I'm almost like thinking, do I press charges against my future mother-in-law?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
No, I don't bring the police involved here. You ruined my special day by stealing my bridal shower presents. No,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's an issue. So definitely concerns. Here was my advice to Heartbroken.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
Dear Heartbroken Bride, there is so much. So let's break it down, starting with your maybe mother-in-law who has an addiction problem, and it's called shoplifting. She needs therapy and quite possibly medication that will help her manage her urges. Studies show that the high people get from shoplifting is right up there with the euphoria addicts get from using heroin. It is that strong. The fact that your future mother-in-law and father-in-law chose to deal with the addiction by covering it up is their issue. I am sure this has been going on for a long time, and your fiance is not to blame for his mother's mental illness. That said, if you do marry this man, you will have to lay down ground rules. First and foremost is that you will not be complicit in covering up for his mother or making excuses for her behavior. As for what your mother said, she gets a huge eye roll with the whole, you shouldn't marry into a family that keeps secrets. Girlfriend, every family has secrets, or at the very least, private stuff that they don't want to share. You need to sit down and have a frank discussion with your fiance about his mother, and also let him know that you want all your shower gifts returned within 72 hours. If he backtracks, makes excuses, or tries to persuade you that what his mother did is really not that big of a deal, or dares to tell you that you're overreacting, then you have a very difficult decision to make, because I would be very, very hesitant to enter into a marriage where my concerns weren't taken seriously. Wow. The overreacting is a red flag.
Yeah.
If any man would tell me I was overreacting, I'm like, no, you're not gonna brush off my emotions that way.
I was feeling like we were going to have a lighthearted, one leading into this
serious.
Into the 4th of July, but this got deep.
Yeah.
I'm having serious emotional issues
So one,
right now.
Can't blame your fiance for what his mother does.
Of course.
Because, if you just can't.
No.
That's on his mom. But you can blame for how the family deals with it. And if you're entering into that family, you have to say no. And then What if you have kids and the grandma takes the kids to Target and she gets arrested for shoplifting?
Right in front of them. Then
right in front of them. And has to do the perp walk down the toy aisle of Target. I mean, it's an issue.
I've only done it once, but it was for something else. I'm just kidding. I didn't
oh my gosh.
All right, we got to go. Dear Snarky in the Suburbs, bringing you 21st century advice with an attitude. You can read the books, follow the blog, and message Sherry on Facebook. We have a link to everything Snarky on our website.